If a player learns anything from me, he'll learn that you have specific core values to live his life. Our core values for our team were simple: truth and love. Mike Sherman, former head football coach of A&M. I use the following sources in gathering information for my presentation today: BleacherReport.com/articles, DallasNews.com/sports, Wikipedia.org, ESPN.go.com/college-sports, SmartFootball.com/grabbag, MazeBlog.tamu.edu/ethics. Hello, my name is Matthew Gazda, and I will be speaking about former head football coach of Texas A&M, Mike Sherman, using the following 3 main points. Coach Mike Sherman produced a team ready to play in the SEC. Coach Sherman wanted to better the players that played for him, not just as players, but also as men. And Mike Sherman was an excellent role model for all his players and the students at Texas A&M. Coach Sherman produced a team ready to play in the SEC. When he came to A&M, he had to deal with poor recruiting by the prior coaching staff, but quickly changed the Aggies' perspective on football. During his first full year at Texas A&M, he brought in the recruiting class of 2009, which included players such as Ryan Swope, Uzoma Wachiku, and Christian Michael, along with several other names that all Aggies are familiar with. This was the second strongest recruiting class in Aggie history. Coach Sherman also had to deal with traditions being put on the back burner by the previous coaching staff. A quote by Hunter Goodwin, a football player who played for the Aggies in the 90s, demonstrates this when he said, "There's an emphasis being placed in areas of Texas A&M traditions, the core values that outsiders make fun of and insiders appreciate. It is evident today where it was not evident in the past." Going along with this, Sherman required all his players during his first year at A&M to attend Silver Taps, which is a very important tradition to all Aggies where we honor those who we have recently lost. Coach Sherman understood the traditions of Aggie land. He embraced these traditions and knew it was through doing so and not by ignoring them that he would be able to rally the support of the Aggie fans and his players. Coach Sherman also brought back winning. During his first season, having to deal with players from the previous coaching staff's recruiting, he went 4-8. The next year, with the 2009 recruiting class, he started 18 true freshmen, and went 6-6 before losing in the Independence Bowl to Georgia. The following year, he went 9-3 before losing in the bowl that year due to several injuries. This is when SEC talk really began to heat up, and it was through his winning streak that people realized we could actually compete in the toughest division and the toughest conference in the U.S. However, Coach Sherman was not just a football coach. He wanted to better his football players, not just his players, but also his men. He held his players accountable. He created a system known as battalion that he used in the locker room that caused players to rise to the occasion. Players were recruited or chosen to 6 different battalions by seniors in each battalion, not on their skill level, but on accountability. If a player messed up, curfew, or he was out too late, or messed up academically, he would be punished alone. If it happened again, the entire battalion was punished. This caused their players to rise to the occasion because they did not want to be that guy who caused the entire battalion to get punished. This caused the players to be better players, but also caused them to be better men. Coach Sherman had standards of character and performance that he required of all his players. He would prefer a disciplined player over a skilled player because he knew that there was more to life than winning football games. Dr. Michael Schaub wrote on an A&M blog the following: "He was not about records, but about developing a system of excellence, one that valued integrity and character above outcomes." Coach Sherman bestowed a sense of something greater than winning and football to all of his players and worked to instill this into their lives. He wanted them to not only rise to the occasion on the football field, but in everything that they did in life. Coach Sherman not only preached about rising to the occasion, but he also lived it in his daily life. He was a role model for all players and students around Texas A&M. He lived his life by by a set of core values: These core values were written about in a letter that he wrote to high school coaches after his departure from A&M. He wrote, "If a player learns anything from me, he'll learn that we have specific core values to live life. Our core values for our team were simple: truth and love. I believe these are essential elements to run a football team, a business, organization, government, or family." Coach Sherman gave respect to everybody, but he also expected the same respect from everybody in return. He set examples in many other areas of his life. He cared about the individual before the player. This was demonstrated in another excerpt from the letter sent to the high school coaches after his departure. "The players have to know you care before they will care about what you want them to do. Be involved in their lives. Ask questions about their families and girlfriends. Know their likes and dislikes. They have to know you care and are concerned about them as men first and players second." The football players were not just another football player to Coach Sherman, but they were someone that mattered, and he wanted them to know that they were important for stuff other than just being a football player. Coach Sherman understood that the individual is more important than whatever anybody may be known for.